Sponsored in part by DollarSeed.com for your flowers, vegetables, and herbs. All organic seeds, all only $1 a pack. DollarSeed.com. And by WillowSpringsSoap.com. Handmade soaps with simple, recognizable ingredients, making soaps using the cold kettle process while using traditional methods. WillowSpringsSoap.com.
Manurety.com, authentic Haven brand, 100% natural soil conditioner for the home garden, all your vegetables, herbs, and flowers. Manurety.com, always free shipping. Squirm and Worm Farm, organic farm and gardening supplies. It's conveniently located in Plymouth, Wisconsin. Worm castings, organic potting soil, organic and heirloom seeds, cover crop seeds, and more. SquirmandWormFarm.com.
Welcome to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Extra. I'm Joy Baird. We're going to plant some carrots today, and you'll find out what that's for momentarily. We're going to plant carrots in this somewhat like ceramic pot. It's not a ceramic pot, it's actually plastic, and I found this a couple years ago. Somebody was kindly throwing it out in junk. We got our purple cow compost in it, and we're putting the carrots in the container, and this will work great for whether you have a ground garden or not, because carrots really need good loose soil to get very large, and we experienced that last year in our 15-gallon bucket that we had cut the bottom off of that we do have planted with carrots this year. So we're going to do the same thing in a pot here in the garden, and we buried it for two reasons. One, so it would have a less likely chance of getting knocked over by whomever or whatever would decide to come through here, and two, just to get it to blend in a little bit better so it's not so in the way, I guess, so to speak. So we got our purple cow compost. I've added a little Epsom salt to it just for fun. It will help the carrots grow a little bit better, even though we do have good compost. We're going to plant some red core carrots here, and you can basically do it two ways. You could do it the traditional make rows or broadcast and then thin out. Well, we're going to kind of do the row thing because I just hate thinning seeds out and killing them off and losing those valuable seeds. So basically in a pot like this, the seeds are very, very small, so you're just wanting to getting them under the surface of the soil. I'm going to be planting them approximately 3 inches apart, 2.5, 3 inches apart, spacing, so we can get good sized carrots. So let me try to redesign this here. And whether you, if you have really good loose soil, the carrots will work very well. Carrots are very versatile. In about 60 days or so, you're going to have carrots, and the tops are edible as well as the root portion itself. The tops are not that tasty, but they are edible. So with this, I've got 3 rows here, and we're going to approximately go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'll just throw some in there for fun as well. And again, it's going to be very hard to plant these spacingly equally because they are extremely, extremely tiny seeds. So I already have not got to the spacing properly. We're going to have to come in and either thin them out or just let them grow and see what happens. But the carrots that we had last year were over 1 inch in diameter, so I was very pleased with that. And then I'll just kind of randomly throw some in here for fun around the edges, because not necessarily all of these will germinate. Now, carrots are a biennial, which means that if you would not harvest these and leave them be, they will put on a root, they'll put on a flower and seed next summer. And we are not going to do that with this particular pot, but we may do that with another pot. So you want to know what this was about. We do have some rabbits around here that do get into things they don't and shouldn't get into. So I took some of this wiring and, you guessed it again, found this on junk day and cut it down to the size we need it. And this will work very well for putting around this container. Much like the bucket is elevated a little bit higher than what this container is here. And, potentially a rabbit could and may very well want to hop in here and get that free meal of those carrots. So that'll work quite well also. This is just one of the ways that you can plant carrots in a container if your garden is not as loose as you would like it to be. And carrots are a very versatile vegetable, root crop. So let's head up to the small garden where we're going to use some items that we already have available around the house and some methods of planting in a window bay for your basement. So we're up at the small garden. We're going to use our window bay here for our basement as an added growing space. Now, As you can see in a previous straight to the point video, our pole bean trellis is getting quite elaborate, and I'm hoping to go at least another tomato higher. We've got our rainbow blend tomato in our girdle from the Seed Keepers, and we're going to plant some heirloom carrots here. And it's just like any other way. We're going to got good compost here, and we're just going to sprinkle them in the best way we can so we don't have to thin them out. And we've chose to do it this way due to the density of soil. If you have a lot of dense soil, we've got this thing's about 1 foot deep, so it's going to really produce a lot of big, healthy carrots. And it's just like we did at the large garden with the cage around. Now we won't put a cage around here due to the fact that we don't have the problems with rabbits as much as we had at the large garden. So I'm just going to hand sprinkle very gently about every 3 inches, the best that I can. We'll just water these in real good, and in about 60 to 70 days we'll have good, wonderful carrots that we can either juice, bake with, or just eat raw. When it comes to wild edibles, you need to be certain of what you're eating before you eat it, or it could be fatal, and we're not responsible if you choose incorrectly on that decision. But wild edibles can be everything from dandelions in your backyard to what we have found along our property line, which is garlic mustard. Now, garlic mustard is, in this case, a very heart-shaped leaf. It can be found in the North American forest ecosystem, grows in partial shade, and can be very, very invasive. The seeds are viable in the ground for up to 11 years. Now, what can you do with wild edible garlic mustard? Well, you can make stir fries out of it. You can put it in salads. You can also make pesto out of it. As well, it is very good for diuretics. So when it comes to wild edibles, you want to be certain of what you're eating before you eat it, and it can be very beneficial to your daily diet. So take a wander around your yard or your property line, as we have here, to see what wild edibles may be available. Now, whenever they get garlic mustard, that is, to the flowery stage, you don't want to eat them. They've become very bitter and unpleasant to digest. So with garlic mustard, with dandelions, and a variety of hundreds of other wild edibles, know what's around you in case the time comes where you need to eat it. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe and comment. We put a video out each and every Tuesday. I'm Joy Barrett, and this has been a Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Extra. For more information, you can visit our website at thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.